Hey there, ALT! Don't change that channel, cause it's Corny Collins, and it's time for the Alternative Places concert, brought to you by Ultra Clutch Hairspray. Well, every afternoon when the clock strikes 4, well, a crazy bunch of kids crash through that door, yeah. They throw off their coats and leave the squares behind, and then they shake it like they're losing their mind. You'll never see them frown, they're the nicest kids in town. Every afternoon you turn your TV on, yeah. And we know you turn the sound up when your parents are gone. And then you twist and shout for your favorite star. And once you practiced every step that's in your repertoire, you better come on down and meet the nicest kids in town. Nice white kids who like to lead the way. And once a month we have our Negro Day. And I'm the man who keeps it spinning round, Mr. Corny Collins, with the latest, greatest Baltimore sound. So every afternoon drop everything. Woo! Who needs to read and write when you can dance and sing? Yeah. Forget about your algebra and calculus. You can always do your homework on the morning bus. Can't tell a verb from a noun. They're the nicest kids in town. So if every night you're shaking as you lie in bed, have the bass and drums are pounding in your head. Who cares about sleep when you can snooze in school? They'll never get to college, but they sure look cool. Who needs a cap and a gown when you're the nicest kids in town? They're the nicest, nicest. They're the nicest, nicest. They're the sugar and spices, nicest kids in town. Woo!
Thank you, Corny Collins. The best intro that we have ever had for Alternative Places concert. I love it. And again, yes, our broadcast today is sponsored by Ultra Clutch Hairspray. I love it. I love it. Happy Friday, everyone. May 8th, 2020. I'm your host, Jason Crispin. So excited to be with you on this great Friday evening. Welcome to Alternative Places, the Amarillo Little Theater Alternative Places concert. This is where we go live every Friday, 7 o'clock, where we bring some entertainment to you guys. Basically, the name came about with theater. When we say places for all our actors, it kind of means that all the actors get ready and ready to perform. And then, of course, we're all tonight going to be in different places. In fact, tonight, I think it's going to be the first concert where more people are not in Amarillo than they are in Amarillo. We have so many people. We have people in Waco and Chicago and Oklahoma City and Dallas. I mean, all over. It's going to be fantastic. Cannot wait for you guys to see tonight's concert. So we'll check in with how everyone is doing in their place. And then, of course, we want to remind you, ALT is still the place to be, even though we can't open our doors yet to you guys, to welcoming you into our theater home. We're so grateful that you guys are inviting us into your home tonight to provide you with some great entertainment. And guys, it's going to be fantastic entertainment. I've had the great pleasure of this week kind of checking in with everyone and hearing their songs, and just I forgot how amazing this show was and all of the amazing music. People are watching, and I love it already. They're already commenting. Mabry says, hello, I cannot wait for this concert. It was one of my favorite shows. I love that, Mabry. Terry, love me some Brandon Beller. Who doesn't love Brandon Beller, right? It's so true. He had that great idea for the beginning. So shout out to Brandon Beller, our Corny Collins, with that opening number for us. Super, super fantastic. Christy, hi, Jason. Christy and Daniel are excited about tonight's show. We love that. ALT is the place to be tonight. Love the intro. Agreed. Thanks, Christy. So glad that you and Daniel are watching. Let's see. Hayden says, I think I'm dying. Clap, clap. I love that, Hayden. I know. Lisa says, that was fantastic. I love it. Go, Emma, go. Oh, I love this. Greg Dunlap, lights are ready to go. Thanks, Greg, our lighting designer. I love that. Glad you're watching, Greg. Love it. Yeah, and then I got Stephanie's go, Emma, go. I love when parents and family members watch. It's going to be a fun night, guys. It's going to be so much fun. Well, if you haven't heard already, we are going to be with you guys about a little bit over an hour, if you will. we want to remind you guys, again, this is the Alternative Places concert, where you guys can definitely comment like everyone has done already. If you want to make a comment or be a part of the broadcast, make a comment or ask a question. If for some reason you are on my personal page, sometimes StreamYard has a couple of issues every now and then, and so if you're typing comments and you don't see a comment pop up, head on over to ALT Facebook page or the YouTube page, make a comment there, and we'll try to get you guys in the broadcast if for some reason your comments aren't getting seen. And then, of course, we want to also let you know, as you guys are watching tonight, if you watch future, concerts, past concerts, be sure to like and share this video. We want to make sure everyone knows that ALT is still the place to be, that we're bringing entertainment to not only the Panhandle community, but all of our social media platforms as well. So be sure to like and share this video if you can. And then, of course, throughout the night, if you have extra means, maybe your check came in this week or different things like that, and you have some extra funds. If so, we want to remind you, of course, at ALT, we always would appreciate those donations. Check out the Amarillo Little Theater website, amarillo-littletheater.org, and click on donations. If anything, too, you can start getting your season tickets for next season. And we promise to bring you some amazing shows, amazing entertainment, just like we did in 2016 with tonight's concert subject. It is our seventh concert. Can you guys believe it? With Hairspray. Hairspray. This was a huge production for ALT in May of 2016. The production was, of course, directed by Alan Shankles, our fearless leader. Music direction by Jennifer Akins. Crystal Bertrand did our choreography, and our set design by David Walsh. We'll see all of the great work that they did throughout the night. But before that, we should already go ahead and start bringing in some of our cast members, and we have a jam-packed show tonight with some amazing cast members. You knew her. She was on the cover of our calendar for the season of 2016-2017 season. We have, of course, Tracy Turnblad, was played brilliantly by the Emma Elkins. And then, of course, we have the hilarious Edna Turnblad, who was his mother, or Emma's mother, played by Drew Grimes. And so wanted to get Drew in, and there we go. Hey guys, how are y'all doing?
Hello.
Drew, I feel like we should tell you happy early Mother's Day. Like when Mother's Day coming up, this is really why we brought this concert all together, was so that Emma can tell you happy Mother's Day today.
Yes, happy Mother's Day, Mother. I really needed it. It's made my whole month of May now.
Of course. I love it. I love it. Well, let's first talk, where are you guys at? What places are you at? Emma, remind us where you are.
Yeah, I'm in Oklahoma City. I'm a nurse here. I work in labor and delivery at OU Children's Hospital. And I actually just got into nurse practitioner school here, their FNP DNP program. So I will be starting school again in June.
I love it. And you're doing well, right? Healthy, everything's going well.
Healthy.
Oklahoma City is okay. Like they're handling things well.
They're handling things well, and we still have enough PPE and equipment. And honestly, ironically enough, it's slow season for labor, so we've been kind of empty anyway, which is nice. And so safe, healthy, happy, still love being a nurse. So.
I love that. I love that. I love that. And then Drew, you are in Dallas, correct?
Yes, I'm here in Dallas, just taking it day by day right now through this crazy, unexpected time, doing what we can,
How is Dallas? I mean, I've heard that it can kind of be a little, that there's been a lot of cases there and different things like that.
Yes, I think it started here a couple weeks before I started seeing it happen in Amarillo. We shut down sometime around mid-March, and for, I would say, like a solid month. I mean, I would go out for a walk, and we go out to the main street over here, and I remember one Sunday morning that there wasn't a car in sight, not a person in sight. It was just like, for Dallas, it was incredibly dead, and it's starting to liven back up a little bit. I think nobody knows really what to do with the soft openings that are happening now. I think I saw that nail salons are open here today.
Sure, yeah. For you guys might not even know, maybe so. I think maybe if you still have family in town, Amarillo just opened up 25% last week. 25% for restaurants opened up and stuff like that, and then nail and hair salons got to open up today as well. So it's kind of weird just hearing how everyone is in a different kind of timeline of everything, but I'm glad you both are doing well and that you're both healthy and look fantastic. I love it. Okay, so let's talk about the show. Oh my gosh, I knew this was on our radar, and I have to tell our audiences, when I texted Emma and Drew if they would even be available to do this, They responded so fast. It was like, send, yes, we can. Yes, we would love to do this. Like, it was hilarious. They emailed me like, Tracy Turnblad reporting for duty. Like, I just died with you guys. Like, you guys were ready for this show, which was awesome. When did you guys fall in love with Hairspray? Did you guys, know the Broadway show first? Did you know the movie? Like, how did you stumble upon Hairspray?
Well, I remember I had not known about the Broadway show first, but I remember going to see the movie when it was out. It was either a Christmas or a summer where I was in Virginia with my grandparents. And we went with my grandparents, and they were just like taken aback by it. They loved it. They thought it was huge and crazy. And it was so fun to watch. I've loved it ever since then.
I love that. What about you, Emma?
I think it was the movie. Obviously, I thought they did a really good job adapting the musical to a movie, which obviously I didn't really know about the stage musical, but I just loved it. I thought it was great. And obviously, anybody who's not like your typical ingenue, thinks that Tracy's like such a special thing to get to maybe be one day. So that was really exciting too, to finally be able to, or not even finally, like to actually be able to say that like I got to do that and have opportunity. So I just think it's special for, lots of different reasons.
Did either one of you know the original movie with Ricky Lake beforehand?
No.
I
have seen it. I think I've seen it, movie, but I wasn't familiar with it beforehand. So.
That was my first introduction to the movie, like way long time ago, of course. And I don't know why, I just never thought of it. I always knew more so Crybaby. Crybaby was like, I don't know why, I was way more into Crybaby, that genre of films than I was Hairspray. So then, but when of course the musical came out, I was just like nonstop listening to it in my like little Discman or my little iPod, because we didn't have smartphones back then. I'm old because I'm old. We already have people commenting, and I should mention, of course, we wish I could have as many cast members in StreamYard. I'm limited to have many and how to juggle them all. So if you are a cast member, definitely comment. We want to hear your stories as well. Hayden Brillhart says, Hairspray is by far one of the best shows I have seen. I love it. LaDonna Ratliff, yay, Drew, so glad to see you. I love it. One of your fellow cast members there, Tony says, go. Emma, go. The Maximus Rule says, go, Drew, go. I love it. Martha Morton says, thanks for giving us something special to look forward to each Friday. You're welcome, Martha. We've watched Everyone Love Our ALT, Kelly and Martha Morton. Awesome. We're so happy that you're watching, Martha. I love that. Okay, so let's talk about, let's just start with auditions. Emma, this was your first show back in a musical kind of setting. Auditions, you said you were off for about 6 years from theater.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, like 6 or 7. It was the summer before senior year, so that would have been like summer of 2010. So like almost 6 years to the day.
Wow. And what made you like, I want to audition for this show?
I was back. I had graduated from Oklahoma State, and I was back in Amarillo. And at OSU, I was involved in my sorority and involved on campus, and so I didn't really ever have the opportunity to do any kind of theater. And so when I was back home, and obviously I enjoy ALT, and it's kind of hard to go do other theater too after you're spoiled and enjoy it. I'm sorry, this is my dog's afro next to me. And so I just didn't really have the opportunity again. So when I got back, I was like, I would love to at least try to get to do something, and then saw that Hairspray was on the books, and it was just so special to get to do nursing school was like enough. So it was like a nice escape from nursing school, and like, again, a show that like you never really think you're going to get to do, and or even get to like be a part of. So that was just like extra special. So I was like, if I could do any of them, that would be it. And then it worked out. So
I love that. And then what about you, Drew? Was this a show that you were like, when you saw that come out that the ALT was doing it, you're like, I want to be anything in that?
Oh yeah. I was so excited about it, and I kind of psyched myself up about even going out for Edna. I remember having emailed Alan like 6 months before auditions even happened, when I knew the show was going to happen, and I said, hey, is there any chance that I could audition for Edna? I'm 21, and I don't know if that's a thing that would be okay. And he said, yeah, you can audition, no big deal. We'll, if you want to read for it, then you can read for it, something to that extent. And I kind of psyched myself out. I didn't even write Edna on my card when I went to months later. And I sang something from Gypsy, and I just didn't make a big deal of it. I got a call back, and I was excited to see what I was going to get to read or sing for. And, they call the corny group, and they call this group and that group. And I was just like, I don't know why I'm here. And I got called in the Edna group, and I got to read as Edna, and it was so fun. I had so much fun auditioning, and obviously I ended up getting the opportunity, and it was a crazy ride. I couldn't believe it.
I love that. Do you feel like because you didn't think you even had a shot, that you were just more relaxed in those callbacks, just like, I'm just gonna have fun?
Yeah, I remember thinking this was a good thing. Like, I didn't get to psych myself up about it at all. I just went back there and read the script over and came out and did my thing.
I love that. I love that. Okay, so then of course rehearsals start, and early on you two really bonded, like quickly. Like, I feel like, yes. Did you guys, really know each other before the show? Like, how do you think this, this mother and daughter duo become, BFFs? 'Cause, literally, like, if anyone's watching, like, they were like connected at the hip. Like, this was them all the time. I just loved it. I was like, oh, yep, there they are. There they are.
Just the daily geesh.
Yeah, it's like totally, Hinge. No, we didn't know each other before. We have a really good mutual friend, and so I've like always known about Drew, and we probably like actually don't even know if we'd ever seen each other in passing, really, but like we knew who each other were.
Sure.
Like never spoke, never anything, and so but like from the first day of rehearsal, I felt like we were best friends. We were mother and daughter, how a mom and daughter should be, best friends and family,
Yeah, I love that.
And, so it was just so fun. And I think that's something me and Drew talk about a lot, is like the experience was like obviously like ultimate because it was Hairspray, but also like the fact that we were so close just made it like 10 times more fun and like a treasure, like a special thing. So
yeah, no, for sure. I love that. I love that a best friend came out of someone playing your mom. You know what I mean? Just, I think that's so cool. I think that's so cool.
Oh, yeah.
Looking real quick at some comments. I love this. Terry said, I remember for the longest time, Jason, you had "You Can't Stop the Beat" as your alarm. It's true. I did. I had that as my alarm on my phone all the time. Yeah, Tracy says, "Yay, go Pokes! I'm a fan of hers." I love that. All our fans are watching, which is great. Hayden, the cheesy smile of you and Hairspray in Miss Elkin's room still haunts me to this day. Oh.
Believe that. They passed out like I think it was like my mug shot actually, but it was like the picture you've already shown, but it was in black and white. And my mom definitely had it displayed in her classroom. Probably still does.
Yes, I remember that scene. It was a prop where they got them all autographed and stuff. Talking to Drew about your audition, Justin Lowe said, Drew nailed that audition, made you roll new immediately. It was so good. And then Carla says, I had no idea that you were that young, Drew. What an amazing testament to your performance. It's true. You kind of forget how, really young you were in that role, which I thought you did fantastic. Terry, I want Emma and Drew to come back to ALT. So talented. Agreed. We're going to start that petition, that fundraiser for the summer fundraiser to bring Emma and Drew back to ALT. Emma, you had a great story about how you were sitting outside of BB Nail Salon, right? Is that kind of where it clicked for you guys?
Yeah, well, Drew tells it better, but I asked him, I was like, when did we become friends? Because I don't really, like, we just weren't friends, and then we were like best friends. So I didn't really remember the in between. So I asked Drew, and he can tell the story. But it was outside of BB Nail Salon in Wolfland Village.
Yes, yeah. We had just gone to rehearsal and spent the night at rehearsal, and it was probably only a week or two into the rehearsal process, and we just started talking in one of our cars after the show, and we drove away because people were coming out of the theater, and we just drove to BB Nails that's right there. And I think we made each other laugh so hard, and we told each other all this stuff that you don't tell somebody you've known for a week or two.
Right.
And all of a sudden it was 6 or 6:30 in the morning, and I had to be at work at 8 a.m. at the time.
Oh
and
my gosh.
I went home and took a small nap and got dressed again and went to work.
Brilliant. And there are so many great photos of the two of you guys in the show, but I saw this one and I was like, oh, we have to share this when we talk about your friendship.
Yeah. Those bongos right there.
I wanted to title this one "Bosom Buddies" right there. Bosom Buddies.
So funny.
I love it. Both of you, talked about, of course, Drew, you played Edna Turnblad in this. Had you ever done any sort of kind of dressing as a woman before this, in any type of show or anything like that?
No, I had never done drag in that capacity before, and I think drag is a wonderful thing. I'm a huge fan of drag myself, and I think you learn so much about yourself and about other people when you can express yourself that way. So it was extremely empowering. The whole time, I remember I got so empowered to the point that I was coming to my mic checks in a full set of 6-inch heels and just my naked bodysuit.
I love that. I love that. Emma reminded me, we all remember the first night that you wore those heels, and it was just kind of like not necessarily clumping around, but it was like this puppy with big old feet that you were like, I don't know how to handle this yet. Like,
yes, she was those heels.
Yeah, what Drew and I didn't tell you about that story was we had been at Ruby Tequila's, R.I.P., and we drank a couple of beers before rehearsal, just like we're like, yeah, this will be fun. Then we were like running through the parking lot to get to ALT, and and Kim was like, Drew, I have your heels, and Drew was like, oh no. Honestly, like the beers probably helps the heels,
Oh,
so
sure. Yeah. Completely agreed. So many people are responding, which I love. Justin says Emma had us spellbound from the opening, which I love. Brent Womble says it was an outstanding show. Brian Scott, one of your fellow cast members, Mr. Pinky right there. How about those awesome quick changes? Yes, Brian, we are definitely going to talk about the quick changes here in a little bit for sure. Let's see. Caitlin says, Drew and Emma, I miss you both, and even though I wasn't there to see the show, I saw so much video footage, it felt like I did. Besides, I know your talent is absolutely extraordinary. All my love to you both. I love that. Love that. Hope you're doing well, Miss Caitlin. And then your fearless leader here, Mr. Alan Shankles. You two had such great chemistry. I love it.
It's because I came from her womb. I mean, how could you not?
DNA is strong here, Alan.
Speaking of Alan, you guys have to tell the story about how you were really excited about something new that you wanted to try on the show, and you were so nervous.
Yeah. Do you want me to tell it?
Yeah, you can tell.
Well, I think after we obviously got the roles, then we started exploring the original movie. And honestly, we might have watched a lot of these together. And some bootleg, Broadway footage. I'm so sorry to the Broadway community. We watched it. And there was a bit when Mr. Pinky calls and it's right here. And we're on the phone back and forth. And the bootleg from Broadway, they did this look at each other back and forth, and this scream at the same time, it built up. And so Drew and I were like, okay, we have to do that. And we were too nervous to just try it. And so we were like, okay, you ask Alan. And he was like, no, you ask Alan. And I was like, okay, we have to ask Alan. So we walked up at rehearsal. We're like, Alan, you can say no, but we really want to try this. We think it's really funny. Totally pitching it. And he was like, yeah, that sounds great. Okay.
He was probably I've been waiting for you guys to try any acting choices.
Yeah.
Could you please do anything for it?
We're here to rehearse, so that's the point of this.
Yeah. We're how you try it tonight, and then I'll let you know if it works.
Yeah. And so then he was like, yeah, it was great. And we were like, yeah. So, and we loved that. It was so fun. And so, of course, then we were like, well, now we can't mess it up. So we how many pauses? Is it a small scream, then a medium scream, then a big scream? Or is there another one? We had it all planned out. So.
I love it. I love how creative you guys were with these roles. This is Tiffany Waldron, which is Lauren's mom of Lauren Reynolds, who was our Penny, which Lauren will be here up in a little bit. She says, was the best cast ensemble ever. The chemistry was wonderful. Great performances by all. And agreed. I mean, top to bottom, the whole cast was absolutely fantastic. The choreography was amazing. The music that you guys sang was so it's just got everyone off of their feet. So true. And we have another cast member, Janicia. Hi guys, miss you all. Janicia, one of our dynamites. We'll show a picture of you guys here in a little bit, Janicia. So glad you're watching. Hope you're doing well. And I'm so sad I was trying to, she was in Dreamgirls earlier this year, and I wanted to go see her, but couldn't make it. Drew, one of my favorite moments that you had in the show was actually at the beginning of Act 2. And I think that this number, because you tapped in this number, right? Which I think a lot of people forget, Big Dollhouse is a number in the Broadway show. It wasn't used so much in the movie and stuff like that, but I just Loved how you guys started Act 2, all the women there.
Yeah.
It was all the vocals, all the solos, just absolutely hilarious. But you got to tap dance, right, Drew?
Yes. I got to tap dance. It was so fun. I never thought I would get to tap dance like that again after White Christmas.
Yeah, White Christmas was such a fun show for tap.
Great.
May. I love that picture. Yeah, that was so much fun. And that started like Act 2 was just always so crazy. It was like a wild train ride from the top of Act 2, and it was so much fun. That was one of my favorite numbers in the show. And I remember a couple of times we were so excited. The cast was always having so much fun with each other backstage. And a handful of times I remember one or two of us, or like screeching in and grabbing those bars and the curtain rising, literally without a second to spare.
Like my tap shoes not on, Drew not zipped up, like because we're like trying to cool down, and then like hearing like the Act 2 overture, like the bum bum bum.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, like running down. Yeah.
I love it. This is fun. Crystal Byrne says Kaden wants you to know that there were 52 spot cues just in that song. So even our tech crew that worked that show were watching. I remember, all of those different spots. I had to go back and forth with all those solos. I remember Bianca was like in a beatnik, like with the old black. I loved it so much.
What it said in the script, beatnik chick or something like that.
Yeah. I love Alan says those gel bars were such a pain. It's so true, Alan. I remember those
choreographing that we had to do to like go around and set them up correctly.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Completely. I totally forgot that. Jenny Stennis says this show was amazing. I mean, Emma was perfection. So good. Drew blew me away, and Devlon, so incredible. Please tell me you're showing that video of that quick change too. Yes, we got some great surprises, Jenny. So I'm glad that you are already ahead of us. In fact, speaking of videos, I wanted to show our first kind of little video clip. We're going to talk so much. I think this show was one of the shows that we did so much promotion for. We knew that we could. We knew that it would be a lot of fun. And so I stumbled upon our TV commercial, Emma, that you did, the great video spot. So I'm going to show that now.
ALT presents Hairspray, the Broadway musical. Come see this spectacular fun production at ALT May 5th through 22nd. It's a groovy party with great music, dance, costumes, and the zany characters you know and love. Grab your seat today. Call 355-9991 for tickets or more info. Thanks to these cool cats for their support. You just can't stop the beat.
Oh, I love it. I was lucky enough to be there for that shoot and help you with it. And we had a blast. Alan did that, and it was just so much fun. It was so much fun with you just in front of the green screen doing as many different moves as you could.
And Alan's like, no, more, bigger. I'm like, okay, like I feel really weird.
Oh, I loved it. And again, just one of the many commercials and promos that we did.
Yeah, and my wig only got bigger. I mean, that was the beginning, and clearly we came a long way. We got a long way.
Harrison says, I don't think I ever saw the commercial. I've been changed. A fellow nicest kid in town. I love it.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Right. Drew, you had a great story, which I didn't even know that you did this. You said that you can you talk about how every night before the show started, or like even opening night before the show started, how you went and checked in with Emma, who was on stage. Is that right?
Oh yeah. And she would be set in there or whatever, and I would come up to her and like check on her and make sure she was good, and just like say one last break a leg, and she was always like vibrating, not because she was incredibly nervous or anything, but because the energy back there was just like we were about to hit
the ground running. Yeah. I loved this set piece that David Walsh. So audience members who are watching this was not an aerial shot. This was literally, she was standing up, and it looked like it was just looking like a bird's eye view down on her bedroom. And I just thought that was so cool. And then it would rotate around and be another set piece and stuff like that. I just love that. But I love, Drew, that you would go check with her, and you, Emma, you were just like ready to just like unveil this like energy and talent and start the show off.
I remember the last show, like obviously we were very emotional, and Drew like came up to me in the bed, like I'm tucked in the blankets, like I can't move because like you didn't want to undo the blanket, and I was like, you have to leave. Like, I was like, was like,
I love it.
you can't be here.
Another one of our patrons, Kayla Nicole, loved the show. Emma and Drew were amazing. And then, yes, Kim Treffel, we loved our quick changes. It's true. The show was full of quick changes. We'll talk about those here in a little bit. Well, actually, talking about quick changes, you kind of already hit one of the things about how, Emma, you even told me this as well, about there was several times when you were in the back office, you kind of had that as your quick change room and stuff, and you guys would just be talking, and then that music would start, and you were like, "Oh my gosh, we have to be ready for Act 2," and we're not even like tap shoes are flying on, and the breaks are coming on, and I just love that you guys had that moment for sure.
Oh, it's funny.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the infamous, or well, before we get to the infamous, let's talk about the quick changes. Like my Mama Kim had said, you both had tons of in the show. I mean, tons, wig changes, costume changes, makeup, all that good stuff. The big one for both of you that I thought was definitely like timely because it was in the middle of a song. It was in the middle of "Welcome Back to the
Welcome to the 60s.
Welcome to the 60s." Why wasn't it like "Welcome Back to the 60s"? Only "Welcome Back" Carter is in my head or something. I don't know. But it was the big number that you guys did where you guys were getting into this. Let me jump ahead. There you go. This costume, correct?
That is so sweet.
I love it. Sure.
Love those costumes. They were so awesome. And so I have that video. So I don't know why I did this. I just thought, I think audiences would be really interested to know how this quick change works. And so we took this with multiple cameras and with the help of Gunnar Wadowski, who helped me with some editing. I want to show you guys. We had this video on our social media for y'all's quick change.
I'm not going to stick sister. Or double D. Triple D. Step inside. Let's make a deal. Hey, mama, welcome to the 60s. Mama, welcome to the 60s. Welcome to the rhythm of a brand new day. Old-fashioned beers and just throw them away.
So good, so fun, and I'm loving these comments. Justin Lowe, you're right. Justin Lowe reminded me. It was because of Kelly O'Hara's "In the King and I" quick change. Is how I got the inspiration. They did that for the Tonys, and I was like, yes, let's do that for Hairspray. Agreed. Casey Humphrey, another fellow cast member of this video, is so cool. I got chills every time Drew walked out after that big quick change. True theater magic right there. Shout out to Brian Scott, who is Mr. Pinky, who basically quick changed you, Drew. Then Val and Kim and all the
him and Kim and Laura and Val and there are like 4 or 5 other people behind that camera that you can't see.
God, angels, everyone.
The Lord Jesus himself was.
Everyone was helping with that great change. It's true. Amy Hart says, this is still one of the best shows I've seen there. Of course, I say that about every show. I love you, Amy. I'm so glad. Lauren Phillips, I traveled all the way from the Bahamas to see my Drew in this. And oh boy, was it worth it. I love that. I love that. So obviously that's kind of shows when it works. Let's talk about when it didn't work. And Emma, you kind of mentioned how, one night just things didn't line up and just it took a little longer for your quick change. Drew reminded me it was opening night. I completely forgot that it was opening night.
It's opening night.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like the quick changes always matter, but like when they literally are opening the doors and they're saying the lyrics, open the door for the girl who has more, and then you're supposed to be standing there. So it didn't work out, and I didn't make the quick change. And luckily, I guess it was probably David Walsh, made sure that there was like another wall so you couldn't see us in case that happened. And I was not ready. And I remember Drew, when he can speak this, but Drew told me, he was like, I just like knew, like I had to just keep going. And so he said he was just like in the center.
It was literally like out there in the middle of the center, just like.
You had your own choreography, your own solo dance solo for sure.
Yeah, so fast. Like I remember, like I literally like stopped, like my whole body like rocked back and forth because I was like, oh my, like ran so fast and like nothing was happening. Like they weren't missing me. Like it was fine because like Drew handled it. But in my head, I was like, oh my god.
It's so true because I remember the whole cast, they just were professional. They just kept going. But every now and then, like they would be dancing and like just like glance to see if you're on your way back out here and like just is she here? Nope, not yet. Alan says we need to thank our great crew. It's so true. It's so true. Every night, the cast, the crew, everyone. I mean, especially the crew was just top notch for the show. Yeah. It was so fun. And in fact, Drew, didn't he work crew?
I think
I feel like I remember Lori and Tim backstage, but I could be wrong.
Well, they worked on a few shows that I was on stage for. So
I don't remember if they did that, but maybe they wanted to be in the audience. Just
the Dad and Lori were on it.
Yeah. Fellow cast member as well, ZZ Wright in the house. She says, oh my gosh, I miss y'all so much. So glad to see you, ZZ. We're going to show a picture of you in just a little bit. I love it so much. Okay, so then we go. Oh, okay, so I want to talk about, Drew, your SALT Award. Let's talk about your SALT Award, talking about quick changes and change mishaps. What happened with you there, sir?
Yes, so I had a version of Welcome to the 60s. That I did. I don't remember what night it was. And I went through the whole quick change and everything. And I ran out there and I'm doing my bit. And as you saw, pretty immediately, I do a turn. And I just get this roar from the audience. And I keep going through the number and I'm like, yes, she's killing it. She's living. They're living for me. Oh my God, I'm doing it. This is it. And I think it was like Isaac and maybe one other person that just gave me this wild look on their face. And that's the only idea that I even had. And I finished the whole number and went off stage and everything. And everybody backstage was dying like, oh my God, are you okay? And I like didn't know. And as it turns out, my dress was tucked into the back of my fat suit on my backside to where my gigantic felt butt was for everybody to see the entire time. I'm thinking that I'm like giving the children what they need and giving the children what they needed XXX style.
It was just one of those things because everyone knew you were covered up, but just for a split second, it didn't seem like you were. And it was just like, oh my gosh, oh, wait, it's actually okay. And then just the hilarity ensued for sure.
Yes. And then Tony got back there. Tony did my makeup for the show. And we were like, how do we cover this up? How do we like make this line in the next scene where I was talking about going out again? I think we were at what am I, Maybell's or something. And I was talking about going out and he had the idea that I would add, the last time I went out of the house, I got my dress caught in my petty pants.
The perfect ad-lib.
Yes, and like it made the whole audience laugh. And it like,
oh my God.
I love it. Speaking of Tony, he commented about when Emma missed. He said, as your castmate friend, being so scared Emma wasn't there, but so grateful Drew was covering when Emma missed that entrance. Yeah. And then Casey chimed in. about the night we got your dress stuck. I think we all broke character that night. I started to cry from laughing so hard. Me and Isaac kept looking at each other, trying not to laugh, but would make us laugh even harder. Joe says, I was on the front row for that performance.
Woo, what a show. You got an extra.
More than what she paid for that night.
A lot more, you know?
For sure. I love it. We also, I want to mention, you guys, Drew, you had a fabulous husband. Emma, you had a fabulous father in this show. Of course, Jonathan Mobley, who is, oh my gosh, one of my favorite characters in the show as well, who played Wilbur Turnblad. Such a good performance turned in by Jonathan as well. One of the highlights as well of the show was definitely your duet, Drew, with Jonathan, which I just absolutely loved.
Aw, that was so fun.
And I love how this is how it ended.
Yes.
So good. So yeah, Jonathan Mobley, props to you. Hilarious as well. Drew, you I remember there was a time in the show, I'm gonna show this photo where we unveiled you from being in the spray can. You had to get in that spray can so early, I remember.
Very early, like I think it was almost 3 numbers early or something like that. I was in the hairspray. From the moment you could see that hairspray can on stage, I was inside of that hairspray can. And
didn't you like take your phone or snacks or something?
Yes, I would bring my phone, definitely a water bottle, maybe a snack, maybe the cookie, who knows. And if I had like a friend or family members in the audience, like I was like Snapchatting them from the end. Hey girl. It's just crazy how long I was in there. It felt like.
I love it. And then I also remember you talked about how you were so nervous about falling down the stairs.
Yeah, the very first time I came down the stairs in like one of the first rehearsals, I remember eating it pretty good. And the length of that dress and the heels and everything, the most nerve-wracking part of the show was probably the 60s change and just making it down those stairs.
Oh yeah, for sure. I bet so, for sure. Emma, you mentioned, and I know Drew, you talked about this as well, about how basically, I mean, the whole cast just got so close. Everyone, just bonded. Everyone was so talented. Something that not many people got to see, and I luckily did. I was one of the ADs for the show, and so as the spray can was on stage, as that scene was going on, Reagan Schaefer was singing "Cooties" on stage. Emma was about to make her big entrance from the back of the house, and cast members were there. And almost every night they would lip sync and dance to the song "Cooties." One night I happened to take a video and I found it, so I have to show you.
Cooties.
Yes.
Right? I just died laughing and then like Janicia just going across and give people a camera and they will eat it up.
We'll eat it up. Like I have no moments on stage that whole night. Like I've never heard applause, never seen a camera. Never.
But yeah, they just live for it. Drew, I wanted to talk to you, and I mentioned this to you, and I'm so mad that I didn't like think of this or talk about it. There was a couple scenes, of course, where you were ironing, and there was one scene where you just left, like you talked to the girls and you left the iron like flat on the clothes, and I was like, we should add a burnt mark to that like piece of like. I have the photo right after you've lifted off the thing, but I couldn't stop laughing every night how you would just leave the iron on, and I'm like, you're burning clothes, like oh my god.
There had been like an iron stain, and I could have like taken it out and folded it for the iron,
and just not even worried about it as well.
Yeah.
Also, I'm really proud of this next find. As I was doing my research this week, I was like, I'm gonna do #ALT hairspray to see what I find, and I loved this post, Drew. I don't know if you remember, This was a post that you made on opening night of the show, which I just thought was brilliant. You said, a dream is coming true tonight, and I couldn't be more ready or excited. ALT runs tonight through May 22nd. I'm big and blondish, and if you say I'm beautiful, right? Let's do it. Which I just thought was just a beautiful quote. The moment of just pure excitement from that picture. And so I just thought, I gotta share that.
Thank you.
Excited you were for the show and this role, and you literally nailed it. You were just absolutely fantastic. Okay, I know we're already 46 minutes in, but let's get to our first song. Emma, if you don't mind, if you could start off the concert tonight with, of course, the opening number of the show, which is, of course, Good Morning Baltimore, which you nailed absolutely every night as you sang to the beautiful cast. Let's hear some Good Morning Baltimore.
Okie dokie. Very exciting. Woke up today feeling the way I always do. Hungry for something that I can't eat. Then I hear that beat, the rhythm of town starts calling me down. It's like a message from high above. Pulling me out to the skies and the streets that I love. Good morning, Baltimore. Every day's like an open door. Every night is a fantasy. Every sound's like a symphony. Good morning, Baltimore. And someday when I take to the floor, the world's gonna wake up and see Baltimore and me. Look at my hair. What you can't compare with mine today. I've got my hairspray and radio. I'm ready to go. The rats on my street will dance around my feet. They seem to say, Tracy, it's up to you. So, don't hold me back, 'cause today all my dreams will come true. Good morning, Baltimore. There's the flasher who lives next door. There's the bum on his barroom stool. They wish me luck on my way to school. Good morning, Baltimore. And someday when I take to the floor, the world's gonna wake up and see Baltimore and me. I know every step, I know every song. I know there's a place where I belong. I see all those party lights shining ahead. So someone invite me before I drop dead. So, give me a chance, 'cause when I start to dance, I'm a movie star. Something inside of me makes me move. When I hear that groove, my mom tells me no, but my feet tell me go. It's like a drummer inside my heart. So, don't make me wait one more moment for my life to start. I love you, Baltimore. Every day's like an open door. Every night is a fantasy. Every sound's like a symphony. And I promise Baltimore that someday when I take to the floor, the world's gonna wake up and see. Gonna wake up and see Baltimore and me. Baltimore and me. Baltimore and me.
So good! I got so excited. So good.
Whoa, I feel like I'm really close to the camera. Okay.
Oh my gosh, Emma, you still got it. Yeah, good. Everyone, I can see everyone that's backstage, if you will, and everyone's like boom, boom, like dancing with you. Oh, it's so good, girl. You sang that beautifully. Just we have missed your voice. Oh, so good. Tony there says, yes. Joe Smith, just as fantastic as ever. Bravo. Stephanie, oh, you're my bravo with the tears. I love it. I love it. So good, Emma. I love it. I love it. I found this photo too, which I thought was just great. I forgot that you ended that number with this big jump. White girl can jump. I'm saying, look at that.
That whole thing, and I don't remember which night it was. We were filming, so it's probably the same night as picture night. I jumped like that, and the lights went down, and I fell. Like I literally fell and rolled and just kept running. So in the film, in the one that we filmed, you see me bite it, and then I'm like, oh no.
I love it. I love it. Felicity says, I was truly blessed to dance and sing with the cast backstage. I loved every night. Such fun. I remember, Felicity, you were there. You took so many fun selfies. I love it. You were dancing. And says, fabulous, fabulous. I love it. I love it. Okay, so Drew, we're going to say bye to you real quick. We'll bring you back in a little bit. And now we're going to bring on some other of our fabulous cast members. We're going to bring on 3 more cast members. Emma, I'm going to keep you on chat if you don't mind. I found, there's that photo. All right. So we have our Courtney Collins, of course, who is played brilliantly by our Brandon Beller, and the mother and daughter duo on and off stage, Miss Amber and Velma Von Tussle, played by, of course, Melissa and Reagan Schaefer. Hey guys, how are you?
Hi.
Good seeing you guys. First off, Brandon, amazing video. Thank you so much for coming up with that idea. It was so much fun.
Thank you for indulging my crazy idea.
I loved it. Brandon,
and it got me out of having to sing sitting in a chair.
Yeah, it's hard. I was just thinking about I'm wearing pants, even though you can't see them, and they are tight, and it was kind of hard to see.
You did great, Emma. You did great. You did fantastic. Okay, so first off, Brandon, or Schaefer Girls and Brandon, you guys are still in Amarillo, yes?
Yes.
Yes. So how are things with you, Brandon? How's your world with all of this crazy pandemic going on?
You know, my world hasn't really changed too much. Thankfully, our family business was deemed essential, so I was able to still go to work, taking precautions, and we tried to alter how we interact with our customers. The biggest change really was my voice lessons. I went completely virtual for last month, part of March last month, and then again this month, just to kind of wait it out and see what happens. Sure. But other than that, so I think I was out driving to and from work, or maybe to pick up food and back home. That only thing is I've noticed I've saved money. I started cooking at home, and I'm like, I eat out a lot, which was proven to me when I tried to put on that Courtney Collins jacket.
I love it. Oh, but I'm glad that you're still being able to teach virtually. That's fantastic. Good job on that.
Absolutely. Me too. Absolutely.
I love that. And Schaefer Girls, how about you? Reagan, we saw you last week with Godspell, but how are you guys doing?
Pretty good. Yeah, we're good. I go into doctor's offices all day long, so I've been home since March 13th with my lovely children.
Sadly.
And they're loving that I can actually cook. So they're excited. They're like, oh my gosh, mom's cooked 3 times this week. So I'm very blessed to still have a job, but doing everything virtual. So this is by far my favorite virtual thing that I've done. So.
Yay! I love that. Good. I love it. Yeah, we're gonna have even more fun tonight. I want to ask. Let's ask first. Schaefer Girls. Let's ask you first. How did you guys fall in love with Hairspray? Did you fall in love with the movie? Seen the Broadway show or a tour? How did you guys know the show?
I really never grew up watching it. I remember watching it maybe once when I was younger, and I didn't really understand it because I was 7. So some of the complex things were okay, the music's fun. And then whenever I heard that we were gonna do the show, I really watched it and I was like, wow, this is so fun. I have to be a part of this. This looks absolutely amazing. I was like, I don't know how we're going to pull it off because it's so massive, but I was like, I want to try.
I love it.
Yeah.
And I was definitely the movie. So, with Michelle Pfeiffer and John Travolta and all that. I grew up on that and watched that and showed it to her so she would actually know what it was.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. I love that. And we're going to talk about y'all's performances in the show. Brandon, correct me if I'm wrong. Did we see the movie together? I feel like we maybe with the Panoviches. I could be wrong.
That sounds familiar now that you say it.
But because I was thinking, I was like, wait, when did
The
I
musical?
see it? Yeah, the movie with
Or the original with Divine.
No. I think it was. I think we went to the movie theater, like a big group of us, to go see Hairspray. But I could be wrong. I just remember seeing it in the movie theater. I think with the Panoviches, and I thought, I think Brandon might have been there as well. I just remember we were big fans of the show.
I could have been. I'm old, so I don't remember.
I'm right there with you for sure. Did you know the Broadway musical first, or the old movie?
I knew the movie first, and I guess USA or TNT back in the day would air those movies kind of late at night on the weekends.
Yeah.
Some of those kind of, I guess, B movies, I guess you might call it, and those cult classics. But I knew the movie with Ricky Lake and Divine and I can't think of who it is now. Is it Ben Stiller's dad? Is Jerry Stiller in it?
Yes.
Yeah, and I'd seen that, and then in college, when I switched my major to theater and was doing a lot of musical theater, I had heard of Hairspray. It came out, I think, the year I graduated from high school, and we had a chance to see it in New York, but none of us really wanted to because we were so excited to see Phantom of the Opera.
Gotcha.
So bad mistake now because that was Matthew Morrison. So I really kind of fell in love with the musical in college, and really the character of Link Larkin, which sadly I had aged out of being able to play by the time that ALT decided to do the show.
I love it though. I remember I think the whole show is perfectly cast for sure. But Brandon, I remember during rehearsals, Alan commenting he whenever you would smile in the show, I remember him leaning over Jennifer and me and Shannon, and he would say, "I wish I could just have a sound effect every time he smiled and have that bing of the light." And I just thought that was hilarious that he was like, "How can I make that happen?" Of course, there's a great photo of you in the show, which I just thought was such a great performance. Of course, Melissa, was this your first show? Obviously, it was your first show at ALT, but was this your first show ever or
ever?
I love that. I love that so much.
Emma, I've known Emma since she was in 4th grade, and she used to babysit the girls.
Oh,
and so Reagan was really the one Mom, you've got to audition for the show. This could be our chance to play mother and daughter. And I'm sitting there going, okay, I'm not just, oh my gosh.
I love it. I love it. We mentioned you played Mrs. Your solo in that show is Baltimore Crabs. So I love that number. But sorry.
I really just wanted a behind the scenes, character and everything. And so when the cast list came out, I was like, Alan has no idea what he's done. I have never been in the show. I cannot do this, And I was freaking out.
Oh, you were so good, though. You were so good. You had the perfect dynamic of the meanness and the comedy. And yet, of course, you could sing. None of us knew how great of a singer you were until those auditions. We were like, now we understand where the kids get it from. You were fantastic. So strong. It was just so good. And like I said, your Baltimore Crabs, I think I have another photo of just that moment of them, the boys taking you off.
That was so fun. So fun, and getting to go around on the laundry cart. And I think I got to dance with Ryan and Hayden, and it was fun.
I love it. And
I really felt like a superstar.
For sure. And
with Emma, what the heck?
I'm so like you got to be mean to Emma. You got to have fun with Brandon. You guys were and then having that dynamic of being in a show with playing a mother and daughter with your actual mother and daughter. I just thought that was so fun. What was it like working together?
Okay, well, it was fun. It was so much fun, but it was pretty much the same as being at home with her, times 10. Not that that's a bad thing, but she would always be like, you need to be over there. You need go.
She made me so
go.
nervous
You need to
backstage.
go over there.
Big
You
time.
need to go over there. And so when we got on stage, it's like we could just take out our frustrations and not have to worry about doing that in the real world and hurting each other's feelings. It was
Yeah,
just
it was nice.
It was a good outlet. It was a good outlet for sure.
I love that. I love
And
it.
Reagan had done theater, so she was so like, she
Yeah, I was like,
chill and just, Mom, I've got time. And I mean, I was just like, oh my gosh, you got it. You're not in your spot. And
I'm
me
like,
freaking out.
chill.
So,
I love that. I love that so much. And obviously the chemistry that you guys had, on stage was perfect because you guys already knew how to be mom and daughter. I just always loved that photo was from Mama, I'm a Big Girl Now, and I forgot that you had the gloves, Melissa. I completely forgot.
Did you put them on me?
Yeah, I put them on you.
She put them on me every night, and oh my gosh, the gloves! I forgot.
Now, Melissa, we do have someone from your past that has made a comment.
Jenny said,
now, Melissa did do show choir in high school, or so I'm told.
I did. I jammed out with Jenny. Of course, Jenny always had the amazing lead roles. I was like, I did Jenny's harmony in show choir.
I love it. I love it. And then she said you two were also so great, which I agree.
It was so fun.
Brandon, how much fun was it for you, not only performing with current Academy students, but there was so much alumni of the Academy as well, and you got to be like their leader as Courtney Collins. How was that for you in the show?
It was, that was kind of the highlight for me of this show. I mean, it was a great role, and it was one that when I realized we were going to do the show that I wanted. But getting to be on stage with students and actually performing with them was honestly, it was kind of like we just kind of stepped out of real life and onto the stage, and it didn't really change. But for me, that was so much fun actually getting to perform with these kids and actually getting to show them that all this stuff I tell them to do or tell them that I do to actually see me put it into, see the process that I kind of constantly preaching and bringing them over the head with.
I remember anytime Jennifer would give the kids a note, half of the time the kids would be like, look at you we've heard that before from Brandon in our Academy music rehearsals.
Sometimes I do know what I'm talking about.
How does it feel, Brandon? How does it feel?
I loved it.
But to be right.
Right, yeah. And then as I was doing more research, of course, I was looking at photos, and we did a promo shoot for the Globe News. Emma and Brandon, I just loved this photo of the two of you. Just it up. So fun. The jacket was such a fun. You had great jackets in the show.
We did. What's funny about the jackets is when we got them in, Kim called me to come up and try them on, and I got up there. And I put on the jacket, and whoever we had rented from previously, I did see pictures of the production. He was 6'1" or 2, and he was a bigger guy.
Sure.
And so we get him in there. And I look like Fable Goes West, costume. And Kim just looked at me, and I said, I think I might need to call Raymond because she was just she had so much to do.
Yeah, so much to do.
The fact that they wouldn't fit and she, because we just started laughing because they were huge. And they had sent this pair of red pants that looked like clown pants.
You're like, no, maybe not those.
Yeah, great patterns. But then I asked, great pattern. And so we got a bunch of stuff, but there wasn't enough for the costume changes that we thought. So I actually borrowed some real vintage costume pieces from Raymond that I did wear in the show.
Yeah, I love that. I remember Emma too, and we'll show a photo of it later, but Kim made your finale costume, didn't she? Because we needed one more costume, and it was we need something else. And she made that orange costume, which we still have up in our storage, which I love.
Yeah, the one that they had sent, Kim was like, oh, this is not fabulous enough. And I was like, okay, I didn't think so either. And so she was like, I'm making you something special, which was so fun. And it was such a fun costume, and it looked so good with Drew's costume. And so, yeah, Kim.
Agreed.
Extra special.
And then Schaefer's, of course, you guys had brilliant costumes that always kind of matched, which I just loved. We'll talk about y'all's wigs too, because everyone had beautiful wigs. I loved Reagan, of course, at Amber. That was a great moment with you and Sean when he which I thought was so sweet. We already talked, of course, about Mama, I'm a Big Girl Now, which was one of my favorite numbers. This was the moms there. We'll talk with Lauren, and we'll talk about Ronnie later on tonight. But with Crystal did a great job, Crystal Bertrand, choreographing that number with all the females ensemble in the background of that number. But I just love that number. Another part, I don't know if Kelsey Kilburn is watching, but one of my absolute favorite moments of the show as well was a moment with Brenda. And Brenda had to go off for 9 months. And I found this photo, and I forgot not only Drew, Emma, you, Brandon, Melissa, Reagan, Lauren coming up. You guys all have brilliant faces, and I have to show this photo, the Brenda moment. It was just iconic, just like how everyone's like, what? And like Reagan's character is like, I don't get it. And Sean's character is kind of like, wait, it could be mine, who knows? Melissa is just mortified, and Brandon is shocked. And then like the ensemble in the back is not flinching. They are still on camera, super smiling the whole time.
Oh man, that's funny.
How committed everyone.
The conversations that happened up at the little Corny Collins stand, like that nobody would know that were going on. It was one of the most challenging things not to break character in the
I'm sure.
Because of things that people would come up and say to me, and then I would give it right back. So it was just like
horrible.
Bad.
I also don't know how you guys didn't break in character being so mean to each other.
That was awesome.
That moment, I think, before we actually got up on stage in front of audiences, I think, and maybe we could have broke. I know that we did break a couple of times because we were so close. And when I finish, I make this clicking noise and bop her on the nose.
Yes.
Because I bopped Amber on the head at the end of the show, or someplace, and so I did it to Velma too, and I was like,
I love it.
I hit her in the nose a little. Do you remember this?
Yes.
I got you like right in the nose a little too hard, and I was like, oh. It's like
really?
a couple of moments in that scene where we did break because you're right up on that person.
Oh yeah.
Holding it. We had to hold it.
Tony commented, he said, Jason, one of the jackets was movie star Van Johnson's. I thought Brandon and I were going to die. That's insane.
Yeah.
That was the jacket one of the jackets that you wore.
The finale jacket, the silver kind of the eyelash.
Gotcha. Alyssa says, go Mama Kim. It's true. I mean, the whole production team, Mama Kim did a great job costuming the show as well. I wanted to talk about, of course, also we had great cast members. Some of them have already commented tonight, but our dynamites were played by Janicia Stevenson, Armstrong, and Phoebe Wright. These girls, I mean, I can listen to them sing every single night. They were just phenomenal. And I want us to do Dreamgirls so bad. I'm like, come on, come back. Let's do Dreamgirls so bad. Also, a scene that I think some of us forgot about. Remember the fight scene at the end of Act 1?
Yeah.
I feel like there was so many little scenes going on, so much character development in this scene. Like, I mean, everyone was committed to the scene, which I just absolutely loved.
Yeah, that was awesome.
And then Melissa, I think I remember I was so proud of you being, a new thespian, if you will, being on stage for the first time. And I literally have no backstage pictures with anyone except for you. And so I was like, look at us.
That's one of my faves.
Yeah. And then, of course, we were like, let's ham it up. And so then we just, of course.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And then Emma, of course, while I was going through, I think this was taken right after one of those videos that I took in the lobby. We took a picture of you with the last role you played, and then the current role. I just love that was from Over the Tavern when you were in that show.
This is so sweet.
Perfect. I love it.
Little baby Emma.
Yeah.
Baby Emma for sure. Again, we did so much promo. This was another promo video that we did. I think this was the, let me pull it up. Yeah, this was the Globe News, that one with some of the cast members. We just
Come see Hairspray at ALT.
I just love how corny everyone was. Like the Corny Collins, everyone amped up the corniness for that number for sure.
And that was the note that I thought I was being too cheesy, trying not to be too cheesy. And finally, Alan goes, he just looked at me one night in rehearsal and he goes, I'm just going to tell you, he goes, you can't be too cheesy.
Yeah.
For me.
That's what makes the show work for sure.
Yeah, when he gave me that note in clearance, I was like, all right, here we go.
Oh, for sure. And Brandon, I have to say that Corny Collins set piece was my favorite set piece of
Oh yeah, it was so awesome. David did a fantastic job.
Oh, David Walsh's set was brilliant. I just love that piece. It immediately just was perfect and went with everything. The lighting of Greg Dunlap, of course. It was just all of the elements came together for sure. This was also the year, I don't know if you guys remember, we did short kind of little, oh wait, I have another quote here. From Brian, you can't fire Corny Collins from the Corny Collins Show. Best so true, Brian. So
right.
True. This was the year that I did promo videos for the Altas, if you remember, of each show. And we showcased each cast saying the title of their show. And so Hairspray, we sang a little bit as well, and I wanted to show that short video now.
But you cannot stop the rhythm of two hearts in love to stay. You can't stop the beat. Hairspray!
I just love it. I love Ryan's like, oh my god, it's the year of that. I just
that
died.
she and Ryan would like covert ops do behind you when you didn't expect it. And you would just hear from behind you that, oh.
It's so true. Everyone at the theater in 2016 has heard that in their ear at one point or another. For sure. Also, this is going to be a little bit longer video, but Gunnar Wadowski that year, and I think maybe the year after, he did promotional videos for us. And I loved this promotional video he did of this showcasing you guys. I have to do a quick split screen. And so let me do that real quick. And then I'm going to mute your mics real quick, guys, so that way the sound is better for the video. Okay, here we go. Nope. Isn't that so good?
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Gunnar did such a good job on that video. I mean, even just like syncing up the lyrics with the video, with that jump at the end, and just everything. It made you kind of like going back and watching that. I forgot how many wigs there were, how many costumes, how many huge dance numbers done by Crystal Bertrand. I mean, Schaefer's this alone with look how high y'all's hair was at the end of the show.
It hurt.
It hurt.
You guys are like, we're still recovering.
And mine was at an angle. You couldn't even see it. It was actually like I couldn't even reach the top of it with my hand.
So huge.
Hers was falling off one night.
Yeah.
I remember at the
Just
end on our song, I was like fixing it, like holding it.
Perfect. Just like a mom would. I love that.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and say bye to you, Brandon and the Schaefer girls. We'll bring you back in a little bit, but we're gonna move on to our next cast members. You guys are awesome. So good talking to you. Emma, I'm just keeping you on the whole night. I love it. So our next cast members, the next three, we're gonna bring on. Look at them all there. Look how gorgeous they all look. Of course, Link Larkin was played by Sean Jones. Penny Pingleton was played by Lauren Reynolds. And Seaweed J. Stubbs was played, of course, by Amy Scholes. Hey guys, how are y'all doing?
What's up?
Look at you guys,
Hey.
all your gorgeous little faces. I love it. I love it. Oh wait, sorry, we have this just in. Harrison Stringer, Emma's jump. I love it, yes. Harrison, if you could get on that to make that a gift that we can all send every time we want to like encourage somebody, it'd be perfect.
I'm still trying to go viral, so please, anything that I'll embarrass myself for a good, fame. So.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, so first off, you guys are all, none of y'all are in Amarillo. Let's talk about where you are and how you're doing. Let's start first. Sean, how are you? Where are you?
I'm great. I'm in Chicago currently in my lovely little apartment here. Hello. Everything's great. Things are locked down here. They have been, I think, pretty early on. But everybody's being really safe here and really responsible and looking out for one another. So it's been great.
I love that. Casey Embry, one of your cast members, says, I miss these people. Oh my gosh. Crystal Burns, Sean Evan Jones, our favorite. Fun fact, Sean is the reason that the Burns are at the theater. I love that. And it's all going to trickle. Crystal, you'll find out who you can also thank. The evolution of the actors at ALT. We'll talk about that in a little bit for sure. Lauren, I haven't seen you or talked to you in forever. I'm so excited. Where are you? How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm in Houston right now. Things are opening back up today. I went to go take my cat to the vet today, curbside, but everyone was out. Like there was a line outside the eyebrow studio, lines outside the nail salons. But I manage my small family business, and we were already kind of virtual already. So we closed our doors to the public and just did Facebook Lives every day to be there for our customers and just provide them a sense of entertainment. That's why I love this idea so much, because it brings hope and it brings fun and kindness to people.
Yeah, good. Oh, we're so glad that you're doing good. And that to hear how Houston is, I don't have any family or anyone in Houston, so it's good to hear how Houston is doing. Tavy Scholes, how are you? Where are you?
I am at Baylor in Waco. I'm good. I'm an RA, so I'm here taking care of my lovely one resident that is left.
One resident that's left of my 24. So just kind of taking care of him and the hall as we need it. So. Gotcha. Okay, good. But everyone healthy, everyone doing good. Family members are all safe and sound. Yeah, good. Let's find out. Let's start, Sean. How and when did you fall in love with Hairspray?
Oh, the movie, totally, absolutely. I shamelessly didn't really know it super well into the movie, but I knew I had Zac Efron in it, so I was like, I'm set, I'm done, I'm ready to watch. And I fell in love with it after that, and then just watching the movie, then finding out about the musical, and yeah, I love it. I love the message and the camp and all of it.
Nice. What about you, Lauren?
I fell in love with it with the OG Broadway cast. Carrie Butler is, sorry, my dog's barking right now.
I love it.
Carrie Butler was always like my dream artist that I looked up to. And so Penny, that was such a thing I fell in love with. And, the Broadway musical is what got me into it. Like 7th grade, I fell in love with it. It was a dream.
I love that. Same for me. Tavy, you already have a fan. Terry Martin says, Tavy! I love it. What about you, Tavy?
I remember seeing the movie on Thanksgiving of the year it came out, so 2007. I went and got it from Blockbuster. And I was so excited. Rip Blockbuster. But I was so excited to see it, and I saw it, and I loved it. I hadn't done any theater before then, but I saw it, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool.
I love it. Hey, Tavy, randomly, are you on your iPad?
Yeah.
Okay, just FYI, I discovered this week. iPads are a little quieter, so I'm going to have you project a little bit more tonight. Okay. It might be your case, so we might have you, when we take you out in a little bit, we might have you take off the case in case that will help. I'm still the director, sorry. I'll always be an academy director where I'm like, project, please, that'd be great. Thanks. I love it. Oh, also, Terry corrected her spelling. Taylor! I love it. Crystal says, we miss you, Tavy. All of our fans are watching. I love it. Okay, so I'm going to first talk Emma and Sean. You guys have known each other since kindergarten. Is that right?
I mean,
Yeah.
your mom taught my kindergarten class, so
Yeah.
I mean,
Absolutely. Because how many years apart are we?
I graduated high school in 11.
Okay, so we're only 3 years apart.
Right. So his mom was my teacher. His dad was my principal. My mom was Sean's teacher. So we've known each other a really long time, like since we were a little.
And our families like hung out and like knew each other.
Beth babysat me. I mean, it was like we all were very.
So you guys were basically destined to be a couple.
Yes. Exactly.
Couple.
I love it. I love it. Those bangs. I forgot about your bangs. Oh my gosh. I love it. And Emma, your mom is the reason why Sean is an actor. Is that correct?
I feel like that's what he told me. I hope that's not true.
No.
Not the correct thing. I remember in here he was like, your mom is the reason, like her telling me to do theater is like why I started doing theater. So correct me if I'm wrong, but
no.
Is that right, Sean?
You're completely right. That's like how we talk about it in the family. Emma's mom was my 4th grade teacher, and my dad was the principal of the school, her boss, and obviously like in charge of the students. And they ran into each other one day in the school office, and Stephanie said, "Hey Chuck, have you ever thought about putting Sean in theater? Because he just is like really, really hyperactive, and he likes to act out, and he never shuts up. And so I think that theater would be a really, really great outlet for him. They're always needing boys. Get him in the theater. He'll love it." And I joined pretty soon after that and got cast, and the rest is history there. So
really, so Crystal Burns, Caden should be thanking Emma's mom.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And Stephanie is definitely that person to be like, you need to be.
Oh, for sure. Justin said, the Sean Evan Jones. That's apparently my voice. Also, Terry wanted to clarify Tavy. I spelled it wrong the first time. Sorry, Tavy. I get Terry with an I all the time. This just in. I feel like I should have a newscast reporter.
Solidarity.
I love it. I love it. Yes. Tavy, this was one of your biggest roles, or this was your biggest role on the main stage, correct?
Yeah, it's my first time working with Alan, and I remember this is the first time, speaking of my name, which is a quirky thing, that I corrected somebody on the pronunciation of it. Up until this point, Alan had called me Tevi.
Yeah.
And I was like, you can call me whatever you want, just cast me. That's all I care. So yeah, I was really, really excited to work with Alan and excited to take on this role. So
I love that. I love that. So yeah, you were fantastic for sure. I wanted to show, basically you talked about how it took you a little while to get into character, to really delve into the character. The character was not like you at all. That was the moment where you pulled out the switchblade to undo Lauren from her bed, which I just always love that moment. What was that for you, Tavy? Why was it so hard for you to get in that character, do you think?
I think it was just Seaweed is very smooth, very just like, I don't know, he has all this swag, which, you know, for me as a character, maybe like I could get into, but it was so far from me personally, and I was just a little bit nervous. Just given it being my first main stage role and working with Alan for the first time, but I was just like, I guess I just got to go for it. And Alan was just like, just go for it. And I'll tell you, like, the thing all the theater teachers say is like, you know, I will tell you when it's too much.
Sure.
So I was afraid to push the boundaries, but I just eventually, I think it was like maybe 2 weeks or a week and a half before opening that I finally was like, okay, I'm just going to do it and go for it. And so, yeah, it did take me a little while to get into character for sure.
And you even said, you know, Crystal even kind of pushed you, like, we all knew you could sing this role, and she really wanted to push you in your dancing, correct?
Yeah, also, yeah, because she was like, it's just the physical part of it too. Like, Seaweed leads with his body. That's what makes him so smooth. So she was like, you really need to embody this character, put him in your body and move like him, and be smooth. Like,
yeah.
All right.
I love that. I love that. All of you guys were so close. The four of you, I just love, you know, all the chemistry, all of the, I mean, you guys trusted each other so wholeheartedly on stage. It was so fun seeing you guys in these roles. Tavy and Lauren, you both, I just love this, that you both commented about how nervous you were to work with each other, because you respected each other so much that you guys were just kind of, you know, making sure, like Tavy, you talked about how you were like making sure, like, got permission before you put like your hand on her hip, or, you know, like, I think I'm going to try this tonight. And Lauren, you were like, yes, I understand. I think this will work for our characters. I just love that you guys were so excited about that. And I love that you both shared that you were both excited about working with each other, but respected each other so much. I thought that was really sweet of you both to share. And Lauren, look at you with that red hair.
Oh my goodness, yes.
I love it. I love it. We're going to talk more about you, but Sean, I want to jump to you real quick. Sean, this was a big year for you that year. You started the season as Lucas in Adam's Family, closed out, of course, with Hairspray. What was it about Link that you just really enjoyed playing?
I really enjoyed being like the guy who thought he was really cool and like really hot, but really he was just kind of a nerd and kind of like deep down just kind of like wanted to belong. And so that was like a lot of fun to play with, a lot of like that superficial kind of feeling that he has. That was the best part. And all of this, like the very like 50s music star, very like almost Elvis feeling, all of that like dance and movement and things like that. That was the best part.
Oh, for sure, for sure. You had some of course great moments in the show, and Emma of course had some great moments. We'll show them in a little bit here about you guys. But let's get to our next song. It's time for a song. I think Sean, you're one of your big solos, or solos, and then at the end of it was a little bit of a duet. Was of course It Takes Two that Emma sang at the end. We're gonna throw it to you just as a solo tonight. So Sean, if you don't mind giving us a little bit of It Takes Two.
You got it. This goes out to my apartment complex. Skrelting. They're all probably home. They say it's a man's world. Well, that cannot be denied. But what good's a man's world without a woman by his side? And so I will wait until that moment you decide that I'm your man and you're my girl. I'm the sea and you're the pearl. It takes two, baby. It takes two. A king ain't a king without the power behind the throne. A prince is a pauper, babe, without a chick to call his own. So please, darling, choose me. I don't want to rule alone. Tell me I'm your king and you're my queen, that no one else can come between. It takes two, baby. It takes two. Lancelot had Guinevere, Mrs. Claus had old Saint Nick, Romeo had Juliet, and Liz, well, she has her dick. They say it takes two to tango. Well, that tango's child's play. So take me to your dance floor and we'll twist the night away. Just like Frankie Avalon had his favorite Musketeer. Oh, I dream of a lover, babe, to say the things I long to hear. So come closer, baby, oh, and whisper in my ear that you're my girl and I'm your boy. You're my pride and I'm your joy. I'm the sand and you're the tide. I'll be your groom if you beat my pride. It takes two, baby. It takes two. It takes two, baby. It takes two.
So good, so good. It just took one. It just took one for that song tonight.
I know, just one. Except for like that, it's always that like the slow down part at the end. It's always like it takes harder with the track, people. It's harder with the track. Jen, I needed you. I needed you to cue me in.
I love it. I love it. So good. So good. We're getting applause already. I love it. I love it. So good. Well done, Mr. Sean. Okay, I'm gonna jump now to Lauren. Lauren, let's talk about you. This was your first show to do at ALT, right?
Yes, and what a show to start with. Like
Right.
I couldn't have been in a better, bigger show to have like the first ALT experience with, and like the people. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah. So talk about, you were a student at WT.
Yes.
Auditioned for this show, and then what was the experience being, the new kid on the block in this show?
Yeah, I had just got done doing Big Love, and I actually met Jason in the lobby after Big Love, and he's like, Lady Gaga. And then after that, I was like, I want to do Hairspray. They just seem like they have a really great environment there, and I did. And I actually remember that audition like minute for minute. And there was actually a moment where like they had called me on stage for Penny to sing the part, and they were like, wait, why did we call you up there? Like I could see the confusion on their face. Because I think they like had me, originally, trying out for Amber, and it was just so much fun, and it was such a fun experience to be a part of.
It's so good having you in the show. You were hilarious as Penny. I think you were the person with like the 1,000 faces. This was one of my favorites with you, and you and David were just like, what?
Tammy made me blush so much during that show, and there was like time, I think it was like during the dodgeball scene, or like we were outside and he was like whispering things in my ear, things that would make anyone blush. And so I was just like, those nervous giggles were real.
You definitely would turn the shade of your hair, like you would just turn bright. And just perfect, because Penny would totally do that for sure. Oh, I just love that. Also, Emma, going into that scene when you and Lauren would come in for I Can Hear the Bells, when you were auditioning for the show, there was this line that I can't even remember. I should have looked it up, but I absolutely loved it. It was, you were late for the audition, and it was like something about the bus, like stupid bus, like somebody got hit by the bus or something. And it was just, I just loved how Tracy's character like had not a care in the world for like the welfare of whoever got hurt, but you were like, darn bus, like it was just like this whole like basically how committed you were to audition for the Corny Collins show. And then that of course led into I Can Hear the Bells, which just an awesome number. This was so well lit. Greg Dunlap did a great job lighting that show, and I even think Tracy, let's see, he says, hi, my brother, is Greg Dunlap. I love that you're watching it, Tracy. That was some of Greg's great work there with the lighting of that number, which I thought was great. This is talking about, let me take that one down. Sean, we're getting some more comments. Justin Love was like, that's my boy. I love it. So just so you even know, Emma and Lauren, it's so true. Shannon says every night Jason will look at me and giggle at that line. It was like the funniest line of the show. I'm going to go back and I'm going to type that in my bio or something. It was perfect. I love that part. But then, of course, I Can Hear the Bells was just a great number with you guys. Just all of the comedy of that number. I loved this photo of you too, Emma. And
I broke every single night.
I'm sure. Yes. Like I think there were times when Emma forgot that you weren't a mannequin. That I was like, Emma, be careful where your hands are going, Emma. Be careful. I loved it. That was such fun. Tavy, you mentioned, of course, that the ensembles all got really close with the show. You guys, all had rehearsals and stuff like that. I remember you guys being in the dance studios and each of you guys recording and watching each other and kind of being cheerleaders for each other, which I just thought was so cool. Of course, let me pull up. Here's another photo, Lauren, that was in a show of you guys. Another fabulous face from Lauren Reynolds. I just love that. But of course, we got to talk about Tavy. You don't have a little sister in real life, but in this show, you had your first little sister, of course, Kaori Young, playing Little Inez.
A queen.
An absolute
queen.
Fantastic job in that, of course. And then your mom was played by Gina Doss. There she was.
Gina Doss, our queen.
Motormouth Maybell. She made her ALT debut as well. Of course, Devlin Jones. We'll talk more about him in the background there, but Gina was just absolutely fantastic as well. The whole ensemble for sure. Speaking of ensembles, the ensemble of that Tavy was in, they were so distraught in the show that they did not have their nicest kids in town moment. They should have had this in the Corny Collins show. They created their own video, which I just thought was so much fun. It was called The Baddest Kids in Town, and I found that video.
The baddest kids in town. Roll call.
Juanita.
Malcolm.
Shirley.
George.
Leticia.
Dwayne.
Consuela.
Tito.
Annie.
DQ.
Inez.
And
Yeah.
I died laughing with that video. It was so, and I feel like we like made it real quick. It was like, okay, guys, go. Second take, go. Okay, done. Go back to your places. Go intermission or whatever it was. Oh my
it was
gosh.
so fast.
Also, Shayna says we would watch to see if Sean would break. It's true. It's true. We would be like, is he gonna break tonight? Is he gonna break?
Just complete glass, total glass.
Oh, so fun. So fun. Okay, let me go back over here. And then let's also talk about how basically sickness ran through all of you guys, right? Like Sean, you got sick. Lauren, you had laryngitis. Emma, you got sick. It just kind of ran through the gamut of you guys all. And I know that Emma, you mentioned how like essential oil. You guys were trying everything, like essential oils in the wings. Sean, your fever broke during the show. Talk about that. Sean, talk about how your fever broke.
Okay, so I think everybody in the cast owes a personal thank you to Mama Kim at some point during that show. She saved our bacon on multiple accounts. Quick changes, whatever, but she's so funny. So I had super bad strep the second weekend, and I went out for It Takes Two, and it was like a combination of the dancing and the lights and, you know, nerves with being sick. And my fever just like broke. I got so hot, and we all sweat a lot during the show, but that night particularly, I was just drenched. And Mama Kim, I came off stage, and she was just kind of like slowly pulling it off and was like, "You really gave it to him tonight, didn't you?" Like, she was like, taken aback by how much sweat. Everybody was sweet.
It was like getting his big break and then laryngitis.
Exactly. And Mama Kim would, for Emma and I, she had like little essential oil tablets and like things like that, trying to get us through, because that show is brutal.
Oh yeah, for sure. And then Lauren, let's talk about your laryngitis night.
Oh my goodness. It was like the week that it was like either the second week, but we were doing a scene showcase at WT. I had that. And then I had Hairspray right after, like that same week. And I looked at TV and I was like, oh my goodness, you're going to have to sing louder than me tonight, because I'm not there. Like I had no voice. Everyone was pushing apple cider vinegar in my hand, honey. I was literally taking shots of honey. And then someone, I forget the name of the things, but it was like these little pastels, like these little, like you suck on them, like little lozenges. I was like, I had no voice, and I was like on the verge of tears. We were about to go on. I was like, there's no sound coming from my mouth. And I already had like speaking a character voice. And Devlin was like, right before the show, he's like, "Can I pray for you?" And I wept. I wept. I was just so overwhelmed by the kindness everyone had to show. And everyone's just so supportive during that time. And I couldn't have thanked them enough for it.
No, agreed. Everyone just kind of rallies around anyone that's sick and gives them tons of energy, both on and off stage for sure. Was this all of y'all's first time to work with Crystal as choreographer?
Not me. No.
So, Emma, this was your first time, Emma?
Yeah, it was mine. I thought everyone was going to say yes.
And then Sean, was this your first time?
This is my first time to like dance with her. I had been in a show that she choreographed, but I didn't dance in the show at all.
Gotcha. And then Lauren, you had, right, Lauren from WT?
Yeah, she had helped us with the You Don't Own Me and Big Love right before, and that was the first time I had just met her, and she really guided it for Zizi and Laurel and I. So that was my first experience. It was beautiful, amazing. Oh my goodness, bless you.
So, Tavy, what about you?
I worked with her with Mary Poppins the summer right before.
Gotcha. Yeah, you guys, I was just always so impressed with all of your dancing. Emma, I don't know if you know, you had some mad dance skills.
No.
I mean, look at that. You were committed wholeheartedly. I just absolutely love that moment when you were in detention.
Devontae's face says it all in that picture.
I know. Look at Sonia. He's like, "Oh, girl." No. I love it. And then, of course, the finale was just a huge dancer. All of you guys belting out. I mean, just absolutely doing a brilliant job. Emma had a belt out after all of those huge dance numbers at the end of the show. I'm so impressed with all of you guys.
That like Tina Turner move. Like,
yeah, it was so good. It was so good. Going back and looking at photos too, Sean and Emma, I love the jail scene where you guys had to pretend like, you know, you're in jail and you know, grab hands through the jail cell and different stuff. But you guys had to do so much more acting because the jail cells were made out of PVC pipe, and if you grabbed them, they would move because they weren't attached on one side. And so I just love how like committed you guys were to not move the jail cells. Like I just died laughing. Such a good moment. And then Sean, this was your last ALT show, correct? Roll?
Yeah, it was. That's the last one I did, which is crazy. It's like 4 years ago this weekend, which is insane.
Yeah, that's crazy. And then Lauren, you did one more show after this. It was Full Monty at the Adventure Space.
Yes, that was my last ALT show, and that was just the best experience too.
Oh, I love that. And then Emma, you did Young Frankenstein the following year as well. and that was your last show, correct?
Yep.
And then Tavy, you had another. You were a junior when we did this, so you had another senior year of high school. So you had another senior year of academy shows.
Mm-hmm.
Was your last show The Beast?
Yeah, it was.
Gotcha. Yeah, I love it. My memory's still holding strong. Lauren, I wanted you to share, if you don't mind. You had some great words about what you wanted to talk about just being involved with the show and then going off and doing other things. You had a great story about your dad. If you don't mind sharing that real quick.
Yeah, so I'm from Houston, and then I did move all the way to Amarillo or West Texas, to go to WT, and this was my first non-educational show. And it was like the summer I moved out of the dorms, and my dad came up to, bring my apartment furniture. And he, got him ticket for a show. And then like ZZ Wright is my witness. We were in the lobby afterwards and he was by himself and he was tearing up and he just I'm so proud of you. And just like this, I know why you do this. And he's he was so amazed by the professionalism of the show. And that's just what ALT is. I'm in Houston, I see shows at, Tuts at the Hobby Center, and nothing compares to the professionalism that is ALT. And I miss it every day.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Thank you for sharing that for sure. I just absolutely love that. Emma, you talked about also how great the professional aspect of it was, but there was one moment of the show that wasn't necessarily as professional, and it involved your ding dong, correct? And in fact, Shannon wanted us to remind us that the ding dong that Emma had to find in the dark at the end of the jail scene as well. Can you tell about the story about the ding dong?
Why it's even extra funny is because in my first ALT show, I had to eat a whole Twinkie, not just take a bite, I had to eat the entire Twinkie. So I don't know how many times, 15 times. So then for Hairspray, they were like, "What do you want to eat?" And I was like, "Not a Twinkie, please." Mm-hmm. So they got reading those instead. But I remember it was one of the first nights we had the prop. It's I did it, and it's when Link tells Tracy loves her or whatever through the jail cell. So I threw it really dramatically, and kind of like Drew said, he thought the crowd was just going wild for him. I thought people thought I was a comedic genius and were just laughing at me and be oh my gosh, you're so funny. But I look over and the ding dong is plastered on the wall. And I thought people were that was so funny. No, they were laughing at the ding dong. It had nothing to do with it.
Nothing to do with your acting choices. You were upstaged by the ding dong on the wall. I love it. I love it. That's so awesome. We have to also mention, Lauren, of course, your mom in the show, Ronnie Brockett, played Christy Singleton. And for some reason, I guess I was at the back of the stage or back of the auditorium. Me and her would always joke around before she would come up on stage to, yell at you. And I guess one night there was this moment that I just loved in the show that I always laughed at her character. And I randomly have this video that was saved on, I think, social media. Let me go down here and scroll. Here it is. Okay, so here's Ronnie with a moment with Mr. Tate.
Happy. Well, I can't say it's what I wanted, but if this fine looking cat-like black boy wants with a light in your eye, well, how can I object?
On television, there's nothing like it. That one.
Oh my goodness.
I was always so committed to that, and I just love her. So, Ronnie, if you're watching, we miss you, love you. Hope you're
miss you, Mom. I love you.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, so let's move on to our next song. Tavy Schultz, I think you're going to hit us up with some Run and Tell That, correct?
Yeah.
We'll show some photos. There's a break in where other people sing that we'll show some photos during the show. But if you can give us a Run and Tell That, that'd be great.
All right.
And don't forget to project.
Uh-oh.
I can't see why people look at me and only see the color of my face. Oh yeah, then there's those who try to help that nose, but always have to put me in my place. Now I won't ask you to be colorblind, cause if you pick a fruit, then girl, you're sure to find the blacker the berry, the I can say it ain't so, but darling, what's the use? The darker the chocolate, the richer the taste, and that's where it's at. Now, baby, run and tell that. Run and tell that. Hey, yeah, I can't see why people disagree each time I tell them what I know is true. No, no, if you come and see the world I'm from, I bet your heart is gonna feel it too. Yeah, I could lie, but baby, let's be bold. Vanilla can be nice, but if the truth be told, the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. I can say it ain't so, but darling, what's the use? The darker the chocolate, the richer the taste, and that's where it's at. Now, baby, run and tell that. Oh, sugar, run and tell that. You better run and tell that. Run and tell that. Can't be the kind of world where we all get our chance. No, no, time is now. We can show them how. Just turn the music up and let's all dance. Cause all things are equal when it comes to love. Well, that ain't quite true, cause when push comes to shove, the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. I can say it ain't so, but darling, what's the use? The darker the chocolate, the richer the taste, and that's where it's at. Oh, baby, run and tell. Run and tell that. Oh, sugar, run and tell that. You better run and tell that. Hey, you better run and tell that. Yeah.
Woo! So good, so good. Everyone's applauding. I'm gonna bring people into applauding. Everyone, look at us all. We're all applauding.
I stopped.
You said we were.
Drew's sorry, everyone. I was like, oh, anyone that was applauding, I was bringing you in. Melissa David was clapping. She was crying. She was dancing. I love it. So good, Jamie Scholes.
Thanks.
Short, so I didn't want to hurry you up with comments, but May, Jenny Morgan says, amazing, miss you and your voice, Tavy. And says, miss that wailing voice. Simply the best. Move those feet. Yes, sir. I miss all these people, Peter Lauer. I miss that voice. What a gift. A gift is right. Alan Burns clapping. Oh my, you are amazing. Love you. Hey.
Tavares, come on, Jesus. Come on, Tavares.
I love it. I love it. So good. Again, well done. Well done. Oh, you guys have been fabulous. Okay, I'm gonna take you guys out real quick. We're gonna bring you guys back in at the end to say goodbye to you guys real quick. Emma Elkins, I'm gonna talk to you real quick. I want to talk real quick. We're wrapping up the night, so guys, thank you guys for everyone who's watching. Of course, we want to remind you if you feel inclined to donate, if we've been reminding you about how great ALT is and the quality of shows, check out that website. Click on donations, even $5, $15 for us to buy tubs to organize these amazing costumes, different things like that. We certainly would appreciate it. I want to talk about, yes, we've all talked about how fun the show was, just over the top and stuff, but Emma, you talked about how great the show had, because it was this message of being inclusive and all the diversity aspects of the show, and you had a great quote about putting a bow on something. Can you talk about that real quick?
Yeah. So I think one of the most magical and special things about theater, any kind of entertainment platform like a movie, but live theater is much better. You have this opportunity to make something so special and big and happy and enjoyable and entertaining, but you can slip in messages underneath. And so I feel like Hairspray is one of the musicals that does that the best. and there's just such a heavy undertone that you don't really get to see much of or hear much of. But I almost think that's why it stayed so timeless. And people still enjoy it because, it pulls you in and then reminds you, how important the message is behind it. And so just about the bow, like, there's a message underneath it, but it wraps it up in this big package with this pretty bow. And so people are drawn in, and then they think they're coming to just hear singing and dancing. And then they're really getting to talk about, racism and hear about pain and diversity and acceptance. And sadly, that's still timely for now, And so I think I'm proud to have been in a show that did a good job. From a musical theater aspect, but then also like telling the story as well.
I completely agreed, because I think audience members were like, yes, Hairspray. And then there were moments of the show that were like, oh yeah.
Yeah, like heavy, sad.
Yeah, about just acceptance, about tolerance, and it was just, I thought, beautifully told. And of course, we would love Devlin Jones, who was just phenomenal in this show. He had to work tonight, or else he would have been involved. I have some photos of him. He had the great. You guys all had that great number. Every night in that number, I remember audiences would jump to their feet.
Yeah.
You got standing ovations. Not at the end of the show. I mean, they already did it at the end of the show. They would stand up at the end of this number in the middle of Act 2 and just applaud. And I asked Devlin. I said, when I reached out to him if he could be a part of this, and he said he couldn't. But if he could still send in a video, and I was like, please send in a video. And so everyone sit back, relax. We're gonna hear the amazing Devlin Jones singing from the show. I Know Where I've Been, which is just gonna be an absolutely fantastic number. Let me pull this up. Here we go.
Hello there, ALT world. I'm going to sing a song for you. Hope all is well during this COVID-19. Hairspray. I know where I've been. There's a light burning bright, showing me the way. I know where I've been. There's a cry in the distance. It's a voice that comes from deep within. There's a cry God bless you, ALT friends and family.
I'm crying. I'm just right. I mean, so good. I'm gonna bring in people. Oh, so good. Just wasn't that just fantastic, y'all? I mean,
Real.
so good, so good. They're true. Like Devlin Jones is our gift from God for sure. His voice.
Oh, absolutely.
I love watching all of you guys watching that video and seeing all
The whole time like this.
Yeah. I love it. Love it. I feel like I need to put that on a DVD and like give out to the community members, just everyone. We have people are applauding. Clean at Night, bravo, chills. I love it. Shout out to Jennifer Akins, agreed, and our amazing ALT orchestra. It's so true, Ryan, helping make that number so very special. Jennifer led us, all of you guys on stage, and of course everyone in the orchestra picked so well. The applause there from Melissa. Thank you so, Ian. I love it. I love it. That message, of course, is exactly I think what we all need. I'm gonna switch some of you guys out. So good. I just thought, I just knew that we had to have Devlin close out our night with that song. It was so impactful every night in the show, and it's a message that we all just need to hear, I think, as much as we can. I want to thank you guys all for agreeing to do this, for being a part of this tonight. Almost 2 hours now. Those of you who've been watching so much, thank you guys so much. I'm going to take you guys out, and then I'm going to tell you guys all bye here in a second. So let me pull this out. Bada bing, bada boom. So those of you who are watching, thank you guys so much again. It's been another great night of alternative places. This was our 7th concert, of course, doing Hairspray. We've had a blast tonight. Hopefully you guys did too. Going down memory lane for sure with all our amazing. And I want you guys to all remember, these all were volunteers for us at ALT. No one got paid. They all volunteered their time, their talent, their love for the theater. Alan Shankles was an amazing leader, as he always is with this show. Led the whole cast, everyone just so well. As you guys are watching, we want to remind you, of course, we want to get our doors open as quickly as possible. And right now we're not making any money while they're closed, and we're trying to plan our next season. So if you feel inclined, of course, amarillo.littletheater.org, click on donations, get your season tickets. If anything, that helps us as well. Order your season tickets now. If you do it before July 1st, you get bonus tickets. So we want to remind you about that. As you guys are watching this now live, even if you're watching it later, tomorrow, later this week, if you're not watching it live, doesn't matter. We still want you guys, if you can, to like this post, like this this YouTube page, subscribe to our YouTube page. If you don't already like our Facebook page, we hope you can. We want you guys to, of course, share this video. Be sure to share. Let me click on that. There you go. Be sure to like and share this video. We want everyone knowing about our alternative concerts called, of course, Alternative Places Concert. And we want to remind you that ALT is still the place to be, even though we can't open our doors. You guys are truly so talented, all of you who lent your time and your talent back then, and also tonight. We guys, thank you guys so much. Mabry is giving you all a standing ovation right now, which I just think is awesome. Kalina Knight there, thank you, and love you all. Alan Burns, enjoyed. Keep the Friday showcases coming. Justin Lowe, it's such a gift to our community. My heart and soul are better because of ALT. Agreed, Justin Lowe. Go Lauren Reynolds. I love it. We got some fan people watching. I love it there. So okay, I'm gonna bring you guys. I'm gonna rotate you guys in to say goodbye. So Drew, take care of yourself. We're so happy to see you.
Bye. Thank you so much for having me. This was so much fun.
So fun seeing you
with ALT and everything that I've gotten the pleasure to do there. And thank you so much.
We love you so much, Drew. We can't wait to see you. Come by the theater when you're back in Amarillo. Give us all a huge hug, and happy Mother's Day. Emma, you're awesome. Thanks so much. Thanks so much for being a part of tonight. You were absolutely fantastic. Take care of yourself in Oklahoma City. We hope you're doing well, and keep singing. Come, and you too. Come by the theater when you're back in Amarillo. Give us all a hug.
I will. Thank you.
I love it. And the Schaefer girls. Fantastic job, mother and daughter duo. You guys were brilliant back then. Brilliant. We love you guys so much. When we open our doors, come by, give us hugs. We miss you guys so much. Mr. Sean Jones up in Chicago. Take care of yourself, sir. Keep shining. We can't wait to see you doing bigger and better things. And we'll all be paying more higher ticket prices when we see you up in Chicago and bigger endeavors with that. So take care of yourself, buddy. Good seeing you. Brandon, I miss you, Brandon. We haven't seen each other. I feel like we would see each other weekly and Mondays for sure, and then throughout the weekend with rehearsals.
Right. Well, especially at this point, gearing up for summer musicals. And
yes. I'm like, oh, it's so crazy. It's so crazy. So obviously, take care of
Very
yourself.
soon.
Yeah, we'll see you very, very soon. Again, thanks so much for that great idea for that video of the opening. We'll make sure to post it on YouTube, or at least it'll be a part of this on YouTube with the thing. I can't wait for people who might have missed out in the beginning. If you missed out in the beginning, go back and watch the beginning of this broadcast. Brandon Beller's amazing version of The Nicest Kids in Town. Brandon, we will see you soon. TV Von Trail Shows. Thanks so much for being a part of tonight. You take care of yourself in Waco. Oh, I missed a comment. At some point, Harrison wanted to know if you were going to keep that hairstyle from back in the day. You're kind of throwing it out back again to that style again.
Oh yeah. Also, hit me up if y'all do Dreamgirls.
Oh, there you go. Fantastic. At least the concert version, right? For sure.
Yeah.
I love it. And Lauren, thanks so much for being a part of this. I know you have a busy schedule in Houston. We're so thankful that you were able to be a part of this tonight. Just keep staying beautiful and just take care of yourself for sure. And two, if you're coming back through Amarillo,
I would love to.
come say hi to us. Yeah.
I wanted to come up for Legally Blonde, and I kick myself every day that I did not come up and watch that show. So
it was a fun one
thank
for
you,
sure.
Jason, for letting me be a part of this.
Yes, I love you guys so much. We'll say bye to everyone. Thanks again. Thank you again, Devlin Jones, who sent in that video of his performance. Tiffany Lauer says this was amazing. Favorite quarantine entertainment. Thanks so much, Tiffany. Christy says another great Friday evening. Thanks so much, Christy, for staying and watching. We love you, Anne, with the kisses. I love it. Brandon, those love you and kisses were for you, she said, and for Brandon. for Brandon. So Anna sent you love and kisses, but I'm sure she'll share them with the whole cast. Guys, because I will say this, the next 2 weeks, my schedule gets a little bit crazy. We are letting you know that we are filming Anne of Green Gables. We're going to get that on a platform to share with all of our patrons. We'll be filming that show, so we're going to be taking a little bit of a break from Alternative Places because I got to get prepped for that. I will say, though, next week we will still go live with Alternative Places, but it won't be a reunion concert from a past show. We will be showing a short video of our senior company project. They worked on a show called The Show Must Go Online. So we'll debut that show next Friday here at 7 o'clock. I'll go live, and then we'll share the link with everyone through YouTube and on Facebook, so everyone can enjoy about that 45-minute show that they've worked on. And we will hopefully see you guys soon at ALT. Don't forget to check out our Facebook page, subscribe to our YouTube page, and we will see you guys soon. Oh, Shannon says, I love you guys. I miss you all like crazy. We miss you too, Shannon. Can't wait to hug you guys all. Love you guys so much. And everyone take care of yourself. We'll see you guys soon. Thanks so much.